Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and today we are adding to the database of comparisons Hadi Choopan 2022 versus Derek Lunsford 2023. More importantly, we are answering the question, if Hadi Choopan had brought this package that he brought when he won the Olympia in 2022 to the Olympia this year, would he have won? Would he have been a two-time Mr. Olympia champion? An interesting question. We will do our best to answer that. The front double bicep pose, I would probably go with Hadi Choopan. I think his wheels look a little bit better. His midsection, that's a toss-up. Looks maybe tighter than Derek Lunsford's. Well, not tighter, but a little smaller. But Derek is pulling a concave vacuum, which is very impressive. Lats, I believe they're a little closer than they were using Hadi Choopan from this year, but having said that, those lats are massive of Derek. Maybe a little too big monsoon. But arm for arm, Derek has full biceps, but Hadi seems to have a little bit better separation. Bicep, tricep, things of that nature. So yeah, it's close, but I would probably side with Hadi Choopan in the front double. Now, I'm not going to do this with all the poses. Here is Hadi Choopan from this year, and you can notice he is tilted loosely, but there is an imbalance in his legs. He is not as fresh as he was last year, and look at the right bicep, guys. The right arm is a lot smaller, so right out of the chute, Hadi Choopan was better last year than he was this year. Here's the front lat spread, and this was a pose that I think most would agree that Hadi is the better man. Looks like he has superior clavicle width, and with a similar sized midsection. I mean, it's mathematics, really. Big man's chest as well, more fibers in those pectoral regions. I will say, Derek had improved, I think, the separation, the abs, things of that nature from the year prior. But with Hadi, with a more symmetrical set of quads, and I believe a fresher look than he brought this year. I think it's dominance out of the two front shots. I think Hadi Choopan would have taken the front double and the front lat spread. Whereas if you use this year, now you can see not as fresh, and I'm not picking on Hadi here. I don't want to upset Hadi fans. Definitely don't want to irritate you guys. But it looks like his little elbows are pointing out a little bit more. And the same thing happened to Ramy. Same thing happened to Dorian Yates. A lot of bodybuilders, it happens. It's just a less fresh look when compared to last year. Look at that. Quads look better. Everything looks better. So yes, even, that other version of this year's version of Hadi probably would still best Derek in that front lat spread, but using this one here, it is a bigger distance that Hadi's winning. So you turn to the side, Hadi already has an advantage. And in the side chest, his upper body, I would say he may have an edge on Derek. Maybe. Looks like he has better separation. Definitely in the abs. Derek's arms are fuller. His delts look maybe a little bit rounder. Yeah, I would suggest. Look at the far delt on Hadi. It's pointy, fellas, but not too pointy. Lower half, Derek Lunsford. Even you haters, you guys have to admit, Derek Lunsford has one big, juicy side leg in both of these side shots. In particular, the side chest. But even more so in the side tricep. But not as much as in the side chest. This is incredible, guys. Derek Lunsford. But Hadi, like I said, upper body, there's an argument. And here is definitely a topic worthy of discussion. This year's Hadi Choopan, it looks like his delts, even the close delt, the far delt, very pointy. Fellas? But look at the close delt. You can see it's just round. And we know, not a fact, I guess nothing's really fact, but we pretty much know that he didn't win the Olympia. Maybe 2021, was it? I think 2021 because of that. So he's going to the local gas station and oiling up. You know what I'm so sorry. that could make a difference for sure. Now the side tricep, and me saying I don't want to upset you Hadi Choopan fans. Hey, sure they're all guilty as charged. Hey, I don't believe in Santa Claus, but kids are getting gifts, aren't they? Kids are getting gifts. This one here, I could talk right through it because it's useless to use this picture of Hadi Choopan. Different angle. Although I will say, this picture of the side tricep in 2022, I think it far supersedes or exceeds any picture that he had this year in the side tricep. Not a good shot for Hadi. So, in my estimation, closening the gap here between these two dudes. And then there's the back. The back lat spread. I can hear you guys now. Wait till we see the back shots. We will see Hadi dominates. Doesn't appear so. Doesn't seem to be. Derek looks massive. Derek looks huge in the back. And lower half, I don't really think there's an argument. This Derek Lunsford is just like glass in the lower half. Look at that. And with a much improved back development, pretty much matching that of Hadi Choopan's. Look at that. I would suggest anyway. I think when you look at it as a whole, Derek Lunsford, he's kind of destroying Hadi in the rear lat spread. Now, when you do look at this year's, was Hadi's back better? It sure looked a lot fuller in the lower half, like the lower lat insertions, things of that nature. But was his condition any tighter? I don't know. I think he had, like I keep saying, a fresher overall look. But I don't know. I think the back development itself might be a little improved. I think the biggest difference here, ladies and gentlemen, and just bear with me for a second, is Derek Lunsford. Look at his little petite back last year. And we were going on and on about how good he was last year. And he was. But that's unbelievable. He went from this to this is it. Take a look at the back. That's impressive, the amount of width that he put on. So yes, using these two versions, and this was the original question, would Hadi Choopan have won the title if he brought this package? Not from the back shots, he wouldn't have. Of course, we still have the rear double bicep, but if you guys know Hadi and his repertoire of shots, you probably know that his rear lat spread slightly better than his rear double bi. And you can see here the size difference. Hadi's good and conditioned, I'll give him that for sure. Ditto with Derek, and you can put an explanation point. If you get an A on a test, this is an A+. An A+. And the plus is for the size. The size of the lats and the width of Derek. He is a little machine, a little freak. I mean, no, he's not your 5'10" to 6'2" type champion. But, I mean, he has some aspects here that would probably defeat darn near any bodybuilder in the history of the sport, aside from, obviously, the top three. And we are talking back shots alone. We're not talking as a whole. I'm sure there's a lot of comparisons that we are looking forward to using Derek Lunsford from 2023. And here is 2022, just last year, Derek. And yes, we were excited about this Derek because it is an outstanding pose. It is a perfect shot. We just said, a little more size, a little more thickness. Boom. Here in Canada, it is French, so le boom. Le boom. And he has some le muscles. That's all you have to do to speak French. You just throw le in front of it. Like a car, le car. There's a le car. And Derek Lunsford is as wide as one of those babies. I think Mr. Bean drove one. Here's the abs and thigh. And take it for what it is, guys. Not even going to show the vacuum of Derek. He has an outstanding vacuum. And I think that saved him from maybe losing to Samson in this shot, using that vacuum pose. But it doesn't really matter. Hey, Hadi has a vacuum shot if you want him to use it. But his abs, they're little caverns. It is a mini, the place in the United States where you go and you ride a donkey. Oh, gosh darn it. The Grand Canyon. The Grand Chasm. But yeah, Hadi gets the abs and thigh. Doesn't really matter. Vacuum pose is good for Derek, but we're going to use this one. And Hadi finishes strong. Doesn't really matter if you use last year, this year. Same. Hadi's going to do just fine. He's going to win the most muscular. He's going to win the abs and thigh. The biggest differences here, guys, to me, was the front double for Hadi Choopan. Probably to give him a loss using this year's. But last year, I'd have probably give him the victory on that one. Is that enough to defeat Derek Lunsford? Maybe. There's also the fact that Derek Lunsford upped the ante in that back condition, that back type condition. So I think that would have been the ultimate difference. I still think they would have given it to Derek based on that. But a final little epithet in this one. If Hadi would have defeated, Derek Lunsford, if Hadi had brought this package to this year's Olympia, he would have stood a better chance of maintaining that prize, that trophy, that Sandow. He would have got 2 of those babies, but he's only got 1. Maybe he can get another one this year. Bring that fresher look. You're going to need to be a little drier from behind. Going to need to be drier to defeat Derek. It's going to be a tough champion to defeat this day and age, but somebody may do it after 7 years of winning the title. Hit thumbs up on the video. Let me know. You think this 2022 Hadi Choopan would have won the Olympia? Or do you think that there's just no way? Derek Lunsford's just the better man, period. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Have a nice one.